Picture this. You're hiking in Algonquin Park with some friends. The trail should take around 4 hours, but it's been 5 and you're still moving along. The sun, once high in the sky, is edging nearer and nearer to the horizon. Your water bottles are empty and what little food you brought is almost gone. Is that the same tree you passed earlier? Legs aching, you just want to get back to the car. Maybe head to a bar and have a drink. Yeah, something cold sounds good right about now, doesn't it? Pausing for a moment just to take a breath, you notice a tree in the distance swaying. No, wait, it's moving to the right. Does anyone else see that? The sound of radio static fills the air and your mother calls out to you. That can't be right. Your mom's at home. She hates hiking. The trees ahead start to shake. Your pulse races. It's him. Siren Head. A fan favorite cryptid, Siren Head has taken the creepy parts of the internet by storm over the past little while. Plenty of theories circulate, and even his creator is precious with some of the more specific details. This lanky, alarming mimic will be the focus of today's question. Hello and welcome back to the most mind-bending channel on YouTube, Life's Biggest Questions. I'm your disembodied voice in the void, Keegan Hughes, and today we're asking the question all sorts of online scare seekers have been wondering for a while. What if Siren Head was real? Before we get to the meat and potatoes here, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe if you want more curious content. Let's get started. If you're unfamiliar with the lore surrounding our megaphone-mouthed monster, do not worry. I will catch you up on everything you need to know. This shambling giant was created by Trevor Henderson, masterful maker of all things morbid. It is part of his elaborate mythos where he draws terrifying creatures and then incorporates them in digital photos to evoke an extremely creepy feeling. He even has some very short, very spooky stories to accompany a fair deal of these. If you like what you see here, make sure to give him a follow on Twitter to see more of his incredible creations. Henderson has made a few posts elaborating on the details comprising Siren Head's lore, so this is what we know for sure. It's about 40 feet tall, or about the size of a telephone pole. It has dried and mummified skin and looks like rusty metal, with arms as long as its body. The speakers on its head are always playing odd music, snippets of conversation, and it will also play shouted words and numbers when it's agitated. People have seen it with multiple different head arrangements, which is unsettling. Nobody's sure if that means that there are subspecies of Siren Head, or if the lone progenitor has the ability to rearrange its loudspeakers. It is most definitely a predator and uses deception to confuse and disorient its prey. Siren Head will play clips of the voices of its victims' loved ones to lure them in. However, it has yet to be revealed if or how it gains nourishment from hunting. Thanks to its ability to blend in with trees, Siren Head can remain totally still for long periods of time while hunting, waiting for an unlucky individual to draw near. It is mostly seen in rural towns and near heavily wooded areas, as these seem to be the places Siren Head has adapted to thrive in. Are we all on the same page now? Fantastic, because if Siren Head were real, there would be a lot of very interesting developments on our dear sweet planet Earth. So earlier I said that Siren Head is a fan favorite, right? Well, upon being discovered as a very real and tangible creature, people would start to worship it. That's not to say that immediately people left and right would convert to Sirenism, but I think its already robust fan base would definitely look to it as some sort of celebrity or minor deity. More t-shirts would be made, Siren Head videos would go viral, heck, people would even probably start organizing expeditions to try and come in contact with one. Forget the fact that it's extremely dangerous and will kill you. It's time to go visit our friend Siren Head. Now, beyond the scope of regular fandom, it is entirely possible that Siren Head cults pop into existence. Similar to the deity worshipping communities in movies like The Ritual or Rosemary's Baby, people would gather to bask in the glory that is a 40-foot broadcasting beast. Rituals and traditions would be developed, and I'm sure human sacrifice would eventually be introduced into the lifestyle of the worshippers. Whether or not these communities would be sustainable, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Our lanky friend here doesn't have a long list of people he's spared, but humans are resilient. As time went on, people would begin to find patterns and meaning in the different music, voices, and sounds produced. Omens and predictions would be made based on what sort of noises Siren Head generated. Kinda like reading tea leaves, among other types of divination. Again, these predictions wouldn't be reliably accurate, but people see what they want to see, right? It's likely that people would try to find out the sources of all of Siren Head's sounds, but I think that's a recipe for disaster. There are some questions that we're just better off not knowing the answer to. I'll leave it at that. Now, these Siren Head worshippers would not be in the majority. Most rational humans would want to stay the hell away from this thing. Cool as it is, it's creepy, dangerous, and unexplainable. Definitely not everyone's first choice for life mascot. So life outside the forest communes would not likely change too much. Leisure activities like hiking, camping, and hunting would be more closely regulated and, quite honestly, would probably lose a lot of popularity. No one would want to risk a night in the woods with a flimsy tent to protect them. Additionally, there would need to be some changes made in rural communities. A system for detecting and tracking siren heads would have to be put into place in order to keep innocent people living near forests safe. Whether that means increased ranger patrols or some sort of electronic tracking, it would have to be made effective quite quickly to prevent massive loss of life. In fact, we may see some sort of rural exodus, with huge amounts of people abandoning their pastoral lives in favor of cities free of supernatural risk. Boy, wouldn't that be creepy? Abandoned homes and cottages littering the countryside, as Siren Head and his worshippers roam the wastes. Driving along country roads late at night would take on a whole new level of terror. Keep your radio on low, just in case you hear a different channel playing somewhere outside the car. It's time to put the pedal to the metal. What bothers me most about Siren Head is the aggressive mimicry it exhibits. How did it come to look the way it does? Did it notice that humans took no notice of its presence thanks to its appearance? When did it figure out how to mimic the voices of loved ones to lure them in? See, these abilities imply that it developed with the express purpose of hunting humans. While I'm sure it could hunt other animals by staying still and mimicking cries, it seems specifically adept at killing people. Once all the non-worshippers leave the hunting grounds, eventually Siren Head would run out of people to kill. It's probably not too far a stretch to assume it would then go looking in more urban areas for prey. At first, it would stick out like a sore thumb. But soon, it would adapt to the urban environment. It could pretend to be a lamppost, a metal telephone pole, or other types of urban infrastructure. Good Samaritans answering a call for help would be greeted with swift death. The sirens of emergency vehicles so commonly heard on city streets would be replaced with the siren call of the tall, slim hunter. If there's only one Siren Head, this wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. But if the multiple subspecies theory is true, we would be in big trouble. Now, that is just one theory, and it could play out totally differently. Siren Head could be a misunderstood monster with some kindness in it, Iron Giant style. I'd pay big bucks to see Siren Head dunk a basketball or DJ a wicked bush party. But hey, there's no way to know what would actually happen until it does. Until then, be careful out in the woods, okay? Call your mom before you start the hike, yeah? Before I wrap up this fascinating question, let's take a look at some of your comments from our last video. Daniel Ives says, bruh, imagine this literal god just chilling on Twitter. Hashtag might enslave you all. Hashtag felt cute might delete the world later. Imagine the memes he would post. Good lord. It's a plane says, he's a manipulative mastermind of human pain and misery. Oh, so he's a bratty child with spineless parents? Hey, I'd be careful if I were you. His father is Azathoth after all. The Schmeister says, the argument itself is inherently wrong. The great old ones and the elder gods are neither dead or alive. They are far beyond that concept. Sheesh, I bet you're fun at parties. Salty Loea says, why if spaghetti didn't meet meatballs? I'm gonna leave it at that. It's a good question. And the gaming legend MLBB says, my mom doesn't let me touch my phone because I am grounded. Man, I'm sorry to hear that. Stay strong out there. And with that, we have exhausted the possibilities for this video. Or have we? Let me know what you think Siren Head would do if you showed up in a forest near your house down in the comments. Until next time, thanks for watching.